welcome back. It's Cami from Cami's Kitchen. Today we're making a boutique brownie. What better way to celebrate this lovely holiday, Valentine's Day, than with a nice ooey gooey indulgent brownie just topped with a little raspberry. So stay tuned, I'm going to show you how to make it. Okay, well, it's time to grab all of our equipment needs and ingredient needs for this beautiful boutique brownie. But don't forget, you're going to need a towel or something to possibly wipe your hands or your equipment on. And today, in honor of Valentine's Day, I've grabbed one of my so beautiful and cute Valentine's Day towel. These are your ingredients you're going to need for today's show. 1 3/4 cup dark brown sugar, 4 large eggs, cracked, ready to go. 1/3 cup cocoa, but I've split it and used a darker cocoa versus an original. 1 1/4 cup all-purpose flour. You'll need 1/4 teaspoon baking powder, any grocery store brand will do. 8 ounces of salted butter, and volume weight 8 ounces of mini, semi-chip, chunk, whatever you have in store. These are your equipment needs for the boutique brownie. Preferably a stand mixer fitted with a paddle attachment. You'll need 1 1/4 sheet tray or a 9x9 square pan. A small saute pan. Strainer, small spoon, a rubber spatula, any color will do. 1 whisk, big or small, a hard cutter, and finally you're going to need one of these, a piping bag with a star tip. Okay, the first thing that we need to do for this boutique brownie is create the butter ganache. This creates a texture that's velvety smooth and extremely indulgent. We have our heat set at 6, or we could say medium heat. So my pan is warming up, and first thing we want to do is drop in our 8 ounces of butter. We're going to let the butter melt completely, and then once it's nice and melted and smooth, we're going to add our 8 ounces of volume chocolate. You want to grab your whisk and just break up any small parts that might be still in the butter. Looks like it's all melted. So now we're just going to add our chocolate. And immediately take it off the heat. Our chocolate has officially been infused with the melted butter. So when you start mixing, it's best not to go from the outside to the inside. You want to start from the inside, and your chocolate will slowly but surely begin to emulsify, and that brings everything together. So we're bringing it in and technically cooling it off. Now that I've used my whisk and have been mixing from the center and pulling slowly those butter fat pieces into it, now we have a very smooth and beautiful butter ganache. It's time to make the batter for the boutique brownie. So first thing is 1 3/4 cup, of course, the brown sugar. We're going to add that into the bowl. And then our 4 eggs. But right before we mix, we do want to add the vanilla, just to ensure that it gets all the way into that batter and looks divine. Pull the bowl up, lock it in. You want to go to medium speed on a KitchenAid between 4 and 6. Mix it for 2 minutes. Okay. Turn the mixer off. Drop your bowl, and using your rubber spatula, just scrape down the sides to ensure nothing is sticking. If you see any brown sugar pellets that are still within the batter, if you find them, try to crack them or at least mash, but if you don't get all of them, that's okay. The batter will still be successful. Now, it's time to add our dry ingredients. We have just pulled the bowl off. We've got our batter, the egg, and the brown sugar mixture that is. It's at the bottom. And it's kind of soupy, doesn't look like much, but this is the beginning, so hold on. We have our strainer, just simply put it directly in the bowl. I still have my paddle in there because it just helps with keeping all of our ingredients in the bowl so we don't lose any. So strainer here, what I have is my 2 different cocos. Now this special one here that looks really dark, this is a special type of cocoa you can find in the industry, and it's called jet black. So obviously look at it beside of your typical grocery store cocoa. It's extremely dark. Now because we're sifting directly in the bowl, these tend to what we call dust really easily. So I want to put those in first. So here is our normal natural cocoa and the jet black. After those go in, here is our flour, and we simply just drop that in the bowl, and using your spoon just simply go almost like in a stirring action, and you're going to sift directly into the bowl. So before we finish sifting all of our dry ingredients, we need that kick, the power to help our brownie bake and get a little bit more leavening than we need as a standard batter, and that is using baking powder. So let's add that pretty quickly. We have a 1/4 teaspoon. Now we'll finish sifting and complete our dries. So all the dries are in, and now we're just going to return it back to the stand mixer, reattach our paddle, and continue mixing on a low speed. It's always important to remember to scrape the bowl during mid-mix to ensure that there are no lumps on the sides or the bottom of the bowl. Once everything has been scraped, simply return the bowl up to its normal locked-in position and continue mixing. Mix for an additional 30 seconds. Now we're ready to add our butter ganache to this batter that's already in the bowl. So simply pull up and pour in the side of your bowl right here. Add all of it, and we're going to mix for an additional 30 seconds, low speed. Now it's time to put our batter in our pre-greased pan. Drop our bowl, unlatch the paddle. From here, I'm simply going to scrape off any excess batter on the paddle and just scrape it onto the side of the bowl. So let's pour our batter in. I'm scraping the side of my bowl just to get everything into the base, and here we go. When I pour, I'm just pouring from side to side, top to bottom. It's just easier for the batter to run. This looks really nice, you guys. And if only you could be in here and smell it. It's really nice. Quite chocolatey and indulgent. But you and I both know we want to scrape the bottom of the bowl and do a little taste of ourselves, so we'll probably do that. Okay. So here we have our batter. Beautiful, nice and smooth. Boom, all good. Looks like we're ready to go into a 325-degree oven. Okay, now it's the time to create the actual boutique brownie. So once I took it out of the oven and it was good to go, then I simply let it rest and cool at a room temperature. Then I placed it in my refrigerator overnight. From this point, I have a really pretty, more than likely a 2.5 ounce cookie cutter. It's really important to remember, if you see, some of the brownie edges are a little bit more higher than the middle. So let's try to keep it at more of a level pace. So I'm going to grab this somewhat to the edge. I'm going to press down firmly with the palm. This is the strongest part of your hand. Pushing down all the way. I mean, look at that. That is a nice, firm brownie. From here, you just simply gently pick it up out of the brownie. Oh my goodness. Now, is that not perfect? From here, yeah, how do you get it out? Well, fingers, you just simply press somewhat gently. Just like that. Oh, look how beautiful. Boom. Let's do one more. From here, I'm not going anywhere else around there. I'm going to go right under it, or if you like, we can go right beside of it. Let's do that. Press all the way down, and then pull it right back out. Again, beautiful cut. If you notice, I've got space between my hearts because I'm utilizing as much brownie as I can. So from here, again, use your fingers and press through the cutter. And then you've got beautiful number 2. What I want to do is flip it because this isn't very pretty. And I want something that really looks nice, not to mention classy. So I'm going to flip them over. Now we have a beautiful look, nice, rich, dark brownie that I'm sure everyone is going to want to try. I'm now going to begin to decorate our brownie pieces. For more information on how to hold, fill, and pipe a piping bag, go and view my quick tips by Cami. Now that we have our beautiful rosettes on top of our brownie, I'm going to now design and decorate them with fresh red raspberries. Now it's time to design our plate for the boutique brownie dessert. What I have is simply chocolate sauce and I'm going to deposit onto my plate in a linear design. In order for my sauce to do what I need it to do, I'm going to grab a small spoon and use the back portion of the spoon to create my look. I'm simply going to go into the center of my sauce, pulling and creating a really beautiful teardrop-like design. Now you see where there's motion on the plate. Next, I'm simply going to drop our brownies onto there. So I've got 1, 2. So this is our beautiful boutique brownie in Cami's kitchen. Thanks for watching.